everyone. Welcome to episode 32 of Show Me How It's Done. I am so excited today to show you one of the projects from my all-day crafting event last weekend. So if you were a member of that event, this project will look very familiar, but I'm providing you the start to finish directions instead of some of the pre-cut pieces that you had in the first place. So I love the Beauty of the Earth suite. It just has so many gorgeous papers that I wanted to showcase, and I thought a pop-up card showing off that amazing tree that we can cut out with the dies is a perfect way to do that. So I'd like to show you how to make this card today. You're welcome to follow along as I go, or you can also rewatch the video if you'd like to check out the directions at a later time as well. So we are going to start, I'm going to move the belly band aside. We're going to start on the card base and some of the main pieces of the card that you'll need to work with. So I have chosen Merry Merlot as my background, and you need to cut a piece of cardstock 4 1/4 by 11 inches and put a score mark in the middle at 5 1/2. This is going to be your card base, and we're going to actually right on the front of it put a nice piece of designer series paper. So I thought this one here with kind of the fall colors was a perfect match for us to use. So I have cut this to 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to attach it straight onto the front of my card before I do anything else. So of course the back of it is also gorgeous. I think a different color combination would make a very summery card for you, but I kind of wanted an autumn looking one because I had a summer one in our lineup already. So here's this gorgeous piece right there. Okay, so for the inside of my card, now this pop-up feature may look a little scary, but let me assure you it is really not. And once you figure it out, you'll be making pop-up cards like crazy. So I chose a piece of crushed curry for my inside layer, and I cut it at 4 by 11. Now you need 3 score marks. You'll need 5, 5 1/2, and 6. 3 score marks, and then you just want to make a W out of these. So I folded my middle one all the way down, which means the right and the left, I'm just going to fold backwards so I can kind of show you guys what I'm doing. Make sure you've got a bone folder or something to give you a nice crisp line, and fold that one back again. Okay, so hopefully what you can see now is a W. If you're holding your card upright, of course you'll see the letter M, but you just need to make sure you've got 2 peaks and 1 valley in the middle of that project. Okay, so I'm actually going to hold it so the M is facing towards the top of my workspace, and we're going to attach it to our card. So I like to start with the bottom of the card simply because it's a little easier to work with for me. So again, I've made sure my M is pointing towards the top. So this folded part, that's going to be what pops out right here, is near this middle crease. And we're going to put adhesive all over one of the sides. They are both the same, so it does not matter which side you start with. And you can use any sort of flat adhesive that you'd like for this. So strip of seal, a little bit of tape, some glue even, both will work. Okay, so adhesive has gone all over the back. My M is still at the top of my workspace. So to attach this to my card, if I was to hold it here, you'll notice that it doesn't fit perfectly in this space. There's actually an empty space in the top section. So my concern is the left, the right, and the bottom. I want to make sure that I rest this nicely in the middle of that space. So I've got just a tiny little border, kind of 1/8 of an inch, all the way on those 3 sides. Do not worry about the top, okay? So let's attach that. And as I mentioned, you can see clearly now that I have a very wide gap here at the top of my project, and that's okay. That is going to be for this fold to pop out on, okay? I'm just going to, there we go, just move that a little tiny bit. Now adhesive can go on this top part. Do it the exact same that you did the bottom. So all the way around. And instead of trying to flip this piece up and line it up perfectly on the top, I'm going to show you a really, really easy trick to get that to work for you. And if you're worried if your lines aren't burnished, this is a great chance to just give yourself one last press with the bone folder. Now we're going to just fold this card straight down over top. Okay, so with one hand, your left hand, you're going to just rest a finger here for the moment and fold that. As soon as the top part is attached, you can move that left hand and just gently attach the rest of the piece. Okay, so now when I pop this up, I have that little step that pops out of the middle, and my card is ready to start decorating. So the first piece that I want to add is a background. So I have cut this piece once again from the Beauty of the Earth DSP. This is cut at 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I'm just going to attach it right in this space of the crushed curry. You can see it fits beautifully right in there. Okay, so let me grab some tape. And that is going to take up the entire background of our project. There we go. And then for something to write on, we're going to actually cut ourselves a little piece of the color and contour frame. This is the second largest one, I believe. And this is actually going to give us a really fun something to write on. I have another card to show you at the end. And the gal that I received the idea from for the center of that card, this was her idea, to put this little tag on the inside for something to write with. So I have that card in her name to give you at the end of this project here. But I just absolutely loved, you know, just something different instead of just putting a piece of white. I thought it was so clever to put one of our little frames. So second largest from the color and contour dies. You can also do the largest one. It will just take up most of this space here, okay? So second largest is really nice to work with though. Now we have some decorating to do. So we're going to start with this tree in the background here. So I have pre-cut some pieces for myself. I'm just going to move that to the corner. And let me show you what they are. So with these dies, of course, here's the Beauty of Friendship stamp. With these dies, you see a lot of potential. This is the large tree branches that I'm using, and then the solid tree and the tree leaves that we're using for the focus, I guess, of our card. So cut the branches out of Early Espresso, and out of one of the designer series papers, I cut the solid looking trees and the leaves. So you can see on my project here, I layered my pieces in a 1, 2, 3 order. Okay, so I took the branches and tucked them under this solid piece, and then I put these little leaves right over top. But my lovely friend, Tracy McDonald, she was playing with her pieces and she thought it looked really cute to actually put these leaves over top of the branch piece and then have the other piece in the background. So I'm going to actually build this card. I haven't done it that way before. Using her method, and you can decide which one you prefer, or maybe you just have to do one of each because they're so cute both ways. So just pop a couple dimensionals on this piece in some of the more solid space, okay? And then right over top of these branches, we're just going to hope they kind of attach to something there. You've added your details. So I actually think this is a really cute way to do a tree if you're not wanting to use a ton of paper, because basically I've had to use double the amount of paper just to provide this background. But if you wanted to have a tree, this would also be a very simple way. Okay, so we're going to add this now using dimensionals to our solid tree base. So I'm putting dimensionals on the back of this project, and I like to put them places that nobody's really going to see them. So where you have a solid section of space. The risk with doing it this way is it's not as forgiving because you can see some of those dimensionals poke through if you don't put them in the right spots. But that's okay, we can do this. It's going to look very sharp. Okay, so here's my beautiful little tree background. Can line that up like so. So that's really fun this way. If you want, you could probably tuck one more dimensional under this part. He's kind of sticking up. There we go. Okay, now for attaching this to the card. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my tree space here. Don't need many. And this can go right in the middle of your space. Don't put the trunk down any further than your paper has gone, because you do want your card to be able to fold nicely. But it just looks gorgeous. And then with the real red, I cut out one of our little birdies, and I'm going to pop him up on a dimensional and throw him in the tree. There are two little birds, one faces left, one faces right in the set, so you may get either or, depending on which one you prefer to use. Now, I thought it was kind of fun to use some of these bushes for a decorative piece. So I stamped 3 of them in the garden green ink, and I cut them out using the coordinating die from my set here. Now my first 2, I'm going to put a flat sort of adhesive on the bottom of them. So you can attach them with some tape, a strip of seal, or even a glue dot on the bottom of those bushes. And then that gets attached to the left and the right of this little jutted out piece right here. Okay, like that. And then this middle one, we're going to pop up on dimensionals just so it has a little bit more focus to it. Okay, so there we go. So he's popped up, and now I have a beautiful flowers and bush center. Okay, so adorable so far. We need to do a little bit more to do a belly band. So here's my belly band. To start with, you will need a piece of Merry Merlot. It is going to be cut 2 inches wide by 11 inches long, and we're scoring at 3 and 7 3/8. Okay, and that will give you a beautiful little fold right around your project. So I like to just wrap it around my project and attach it from there. So I just use 2 pieces of adhesive So on whatever piece is going on the bottom, I'm going to put a piece of tape on the edge. And then the piece that's folding over here, I'm actually going to just put a piece on the underside so that when these two attach, they connect both the ends. You don't need to worry about the middle space, and then nothing else is sticking, because this piece does want to be able to move. You need to be able to take it on and off your project. Okay, and then to make my little decal here, I've used the Layering Circles dies. So this one is the second largest of the scallops and the third largest of the smooth ones. So just attach that quick and simple with some tape, put them together. And then to attach this to the belly band, I am going to put some dimensionals on, but I like to put them on the belly band because then I realize if I put it too high on this circle or too low, they end up sticking to the background. So this way I know that's not going to happen. Just going to do this and attach. And a sentiment. These adorable little squares, or rectangles I should say, are once more one of the dies that you can find in the Beauty of the Earth suite. So I cut that out with Whisper White. And you certainly could use hello, I believe in you, thank you, any of those sentiments on this card. But I thought I'm gonna change it up a little bit now. I'm gonna bring out my A Wish for Everything stamp set, and I'm gonna just use the wishes word because I thought that was a nice way for this to be a very versatile card now for someone. So it could be birthday, it could be graduation, could be wedding even. Just a general wishes, good wishes, you know, just have a great day. And that was my early Espresso Ink. And I'm gonna just pop this up now on 2 dimensionals and add it to the front of my card. There we go. So 2 different cards just by changing the sentiment, but a really, really fun way to play with these options. Now I did promise you to show a Pansy card. So this card, I designed the front of it, you know, just very similar idea, the belly band and the paper, but the inside of the card was actually inspired by the lovely crafting.dailydose. She has an amazing tutorial on a it's like a pop-out card, but it kind of comes out of itself. So I'm gonna put the link on the video and you can check it out. But I loved what she did with the center look of her card. So I did that same idea using my pop-out step. So these little pansies with a butterfly floating just with a strip of window sheet back there are just an amazing way to decorate the inside of your cards. So I definitely modified it just because I was a little time constrained for our projects. But she has a wonderful tutorial if you want to check hers out. And I made this card with the exact same measurements as my tree here, and you can certainly see photos of that as well on my page. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you enjoyed the projects that we made today. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you need any supplies, let me know. There is a free shipping day tomorrow for 24 hours only. So make sure to check that out, and I look forward to seeing you guys later. Bye!